Ladies, gentlemen, and Haradrim of all ages, we've got some relatively important news being announced for Diablo 4. The first major new news of the year for the game, and a bit of context around that news as well to expand it even further. So, what's going on? Well, put simply, first we had this trailer released for Season 3. It is literally 15 seconds long and tells us very little. The first shot is a bunch of gears, but then it pushes up close and we can clearly see some classic Diablo ruins on the machinery itself, which to me indicates that we'll likely have the concept of runes from previous Diablo games as our actual seasonal power-up type thing. And my prediction around this in the past that I've made is that it would likely take a similar form to how runes worked in Diablo 3, where they were full-on modifications to different skills and abilities to change the actual feeling of the gameplay itself in some more major ways than just numerical. After that, we cut to black and the text appears on screen: "Evil looms." Obviously, you can take that in the plain manner that it's stated. Evil is coming, evil is around the corner, the season is coming, the enemies are evil, you get the idea. But you can also really dive into that if you want to. For example, a very literal translation of evil looms, like loom, the device used to spin thread, commonly associated in mythology with the idea of the fates, the future, destiny, and all of that. But on a similar note, it is always based around thread, and sometimes even silk specifically, so I could totally see this being some clever wordplay introducing a little seasonal story where we essentially are against mythically powerful spiders who spin the threads of destiny or something along those lines. But that's very much speculation, extreme speculation even, honestly, but it's just something that came up in my brain that I thought would be funny to talk about. Moving on from that, then we also have the official date and time announcement for the developer stream talking about Season 3, where we will get our proper breakdown and reveal as well of what we have to come. All the things that we don't know here, and that will be this upcoming Thursday, January 18th at 9 a.m. Pacific, which is 1 hour earlier than they normally start these for reference. That said, this is referenced as well in a tweet by Adam Fletcher, the Global Community Development Director for the game, in which he says, yes, they are starting a little bit earlier than normal, but that's because they have a lot to talk about, which does make sense. Our information on Season 3 up to this point has been extremely light, and aside from talking about the new stuff with the season itself, they will also have a whole lot of balancing to talk about in theory. In fact, not in theory, but in fact, because here's a tweet from Adam Jackson, the lead class designer for the game, saying that he will specifically be there on the stream to talk class updates and balance changes. So essentially the full breakdown is this: Season 3 developer stream next Thursday, a little bit earlier than normal. We'll have lots to talk about the new season and its mechanics, but also additions that will be coming to the Eternal Realm too, and then also class updates and balancing in general. The stream is likely to be a bit longer than normal, and the things that we know about for Season 3 so far are the Gauntlet, which is a weekly resetting challenge dungeon, which essentially exists just to enable proper leaderboards for the game, which will be called the Hall of Ancients, and that is an activity that will be present forever in the game, so it's not season specific or exclusive, it will last forever. Outside of that, we had a couple more tweets of interest. This one here from Adam Fletcher, just basically reconfirming that changes are coming to the way that the Codex of Power currently functions, but they will not be happening in Season 3, so expect those in Season 4 more than likely from the information that we currently have. Then other than that, just here is an official confirmation that Diablo 4 will be getting a ray tracing upgrade in March. I know this isn't a big deal for the majority of players, but it does matter to some, and it definitely is news about the game. Then finally, we've also got this here, which is someone basically holding the team accountable for their previous words compared to the current situation. And for reference, after patch 1.1 happened quite early in the game, right before Season 1 for the game launched, with minimal notice or time to prepare, there was a pretty big bit of backlash from the player base, and one of the responses to that from the developers was a commitment to give us major patch notes a week before the release of the patch itself. That said, that is quite clearly not happening this time, as patch notes will be released after the stream, and the stream is on the 18th, which is 5 days before the start of Season 3. Adam's response to this is that it isn't a change in the team's philosophy long term or anything like that, just an unfortunate result of holiday crunch time, as of course people in all industries take time off during the holidays, and that can slow things down a touch on occasion, but the notes will still be up before the weekend, and we shouldn't expect this to be the regular result, the thing that normally happens. And personally, my feelings about this are, yeah, that's totally understandable. 5 days isn't that much worse than a full week, realistically. We are still getting the patch notes well ahead of time, and if the reason for it happening is literally the holiday season of all things, then personally, I'm at least completely willing to give them some slack and let this one slide no problem. And that pretty much covers it all for today then, everyone. A pretty major announcement for those interested in the near future of Diablo 4 and its incoming brand new Season 3. And of course, when this stream happens next week, I will be here to round it all up for you afterwards in a fraction of the time, if you just want the streamlined information without watching the whole stream. Like if you liked the video, subscribe and hit the notification bell for more, and most importantly, ladies and gentlemen, until next time, stay sweet.
Josh, Cotton, and Hollow with the videos, dropping the humor like a hammer on your tippy toes, bringing entertainment on a daily arrangement to take our insanity and turn it into entertainment. Yes, I said entertainment twice, to reiterate that it is nice to look into your faces on a mostly daily basis when you let us in your homes to make the whole world a stage. Goodbye.